Today we are covering the absolute best, well, maybe because it's the only rock crawling parks slash off-road trails in Texas. What is up, my Texas folks? I'm Dylan with BreakingBolts.com, and did you know this entire video can be found in Word format on my website in the description below. Hidden Falls Adventure Park is over 2,100 acres, and you have trails going from beginner, easy, moderate to hard. But when you go out to Hidden Falls Adventure Park, there could be some differences on the difficulty depending on what type of trail you are going on. Say you're going into a creek bed, a hard trail that's classified as hard won't be extremely hard. But if you're going on more of an uphill rock crawling type of trail and it's classified as hard, you could run into some major problems depending on the rig you bring out there. But while sometimes they don't have the most extreme trails to take on, this is the most family-friendly off-road park in the state of Texas. They have many campsites, a pavilion, food trucks that come out sometimes. You can bring ATVs, dirt bikes, UTVs out here. And I can't say that for the rest of the off-road parks inside of the state of Texas. Many don't allow ATVs, UTVs, four-wheelers, or even dirt bikes. You must be in a off-road vehicle that has a factory roll cage or an aftermarket custom roll cage added to it. If you're heading out to Hidden Falls Adventure Park for the first time and you're looking for something easy to beginner to start off in, you can start with Hog Valley. Make sure to check it out. I have more information on my website. And if you're wanting something a little bit more easy to moderate, you have Boss Hog, low-lying off-road through creek beds into some mud ruts. A little bit of technical off-roading there. If you're wanting something more medium, hard to extreme, you can check out North Peak, and then you have the Green Mile you can take on as well. I would recommend at least lockers on one side of the vehicle, maybe some 33-inch tires, 33 to 35-inch tires, and a little lift kit to give you some more ground clearance so you don't bottom out the bottom of your vehicle. Now, if you're wanting something super extreme inside this park, you can check out Stonehenge. You can really prove the true limits of your off-road vehicle. Now, this is a smaller park for the state of Texas, but it does offer the most extreme off-road trails, rock crawling trails you can take on. This park is called Katemcy Rocks, or K2. You have access to about 800 acres of off-roading, and you have trails ranging from easy, which would be the loop around the park. They do have some medium trails, hard and extreme trails. Once you get off into the medium to hard trails, you should really consider having lockers on the front and rear of the vehicle, 35s at least, maybe 37s at least, especially when you push up into the hard trails. You might want to have some stretch, different axles to get you a little bit more width so you're not so tippy out there. But this is pretty extreme rock crawling. There's many TV productions that are had out there for rock buggies and dedicated rock crawling builds. Now, for the trails out there, if you're your first time going out to Katemcy, I would say the easy trails you can take on would be the loop around the park. They have farm roads out there that'll take you to all the different trails that you can take on. And this would be the easy part of Katemcy or K2. For medium type of trails, you have No Name and then Swimming Hole. Hard will take you to Devil's Draw. And extreme, you can really pick your poison out there. There's many extreme trails. You might even roll up on some medium classified trails that you would be considering extreme, because it's going to put you in some difficult situations that you're probably going to have to pull rope for. Moving on from Katemcy, we're going to move into my and my father's favorite rock crawling slash off-road park in the state of Texas. Now, this is kind of a smaller park, but it does offer, in my opinion, the best rock crawling in the state. This would be Wolf Caves. Wolf Caves offers some cabins and some lodging solutions while you're out there. They have many RV spots that you can choose from and rent from, but their trails are something to see. This is one of those parks, ATVs, dirt bikes, side-by-sides are not allowed in. You're gonna need a vehicle with a roll cage, a buggy, dedicated off-road rigs out there. Consider having full harnesses. If you're in a stock vehicle, then at least a seat belt's really going to help you. But I will say the easiest part of this entire park are the trails that get you around the park. As far as medium trails out there, really, if you take an extreme trail inside of Hidden Falls, or if you take a medium trail inside of medium to hard trail inside of Katemcy, that would be your medium to hard trails here in Wolf Caves. There's really just too many great trails out there. They have a lot of quantity of trail systems that interlink with each other, so you can just jump trail to trail to trail to trail. Where that can't be said for Katemcy or K2, they have more of a ranch road that brings you to these off-road obstacles that you can get back onto a ranch road and then go to the next off-road obstacle. Wolf Caves is kind of different in that stance, where you can take an entire off-road trail and then straight onto another off-road trail. That one might have been easy, the next one might be medium, and then you might try your hand at a hard on the next one, and then you'll find your way back to the ranch road that connects everything back together and back to the campground up front. It's going to provide you with about 18 to 1900 acres of very enjoyable off-roading. If you're in the northern part of the state, more in Dallas, Houston, up through that region, then this is going to be an easier park to get to, because it's going to put you in Gilmer, Texas, whereas the rest of the parks that I stated before this are more in the hill country in the Midwest region of Texas. That being said, when you are up in the northeastern part of the state, you're going to have more gravel, mud, and dirt, but there is some great rocks out there and some elevation change. You're not going to be in Houston where you're going into mud holes. This is still a hilly part of the country, but there is a lot more mud, so expect some dirt on the vehicle, getting inside the vehicle, and then some traction issues where you can run into some axles breaking, drive shafts breaking on that loss of traction, and then it picks it up really fast again. That's kind of what makes Barnwell so interesting. You'll take some of these trails where one day it's just extremely easy, and then the next day it's just a completely different trail where you might have to pull rope for to make it up the rest of the way. Depending on the weather, it can change many factors when off-roading at Barnwell Mountain. Barnwell Mountain offers some of the best lodging, I would say, out of all the parks, some of the best amenities, and some of the best trails inside of the state of Texas. The last off-road park for the state of Texas is one I haven't been to yet, but I hope to get out there eventually when I get the Jeep behind me finally done. That is Trees Ranch Off-Road Park. This park offers 5,500 acres of rock crawling adventure. Most of it would be classified as a high fence game ranch that they also use for rock crawling and off-roading. Again, Trees Ranch is one I haven't been to, so I can't comment on it personally, but I have much more information on my blog post where this video is in written format over there. Again, check that out in the description below, or just visit breakingbolts.com. And all my friends that wrench on their Jeeps or rock crawlers out there, keep breaking bolts.